Yo, hey, what's up, people? We're back. This video is gonna be all about the shop, the bosses that we battle, what I found to be useful, and that's pretty much about it. Now, I can't do these in auto because it's just the way it is. Anyways, the thing is, it's so weird. I'm just gonna get this off my chest right now. It's so weird doing the commentary after the video, but with the way I did this is, it's boss battle 1, or floor 1 boss, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, floor 5, and floor 6. It's gonna have the bosses. We're gonna talk about them. I might be a little bit late on this one, but whatever. We're going to talk about the bosses and you know, the team that I brought and this and that and all that good stuff. And how much of a pain in the ass and how much I love this mode. Anyways, bosses floor 1 through floor 5 to floor 1 to floor 4 are all pretty simple. You know, there are little things, you know, on this one, before I even beat him, R him up. When his health goes down, he gets health back. Ultimate, your ultimate, I mean, you never want to use your ultimate, but over here on this guy, your ultimate does so much damage. Now, I did get lucky and I had Naki. Sometimes you get Hinami, or I've gotten Hinami for a healer, so it's nice to have that little bit of healing. But I was just mainly going for my Agori team. Anyways, boss 1. So, what I have written down is make sure that you have at least 3 ghouls. You know, even though this is boss 2 battle, we'll get into it. Boss 1, make sure you have at least 3 great characters, because if you only have 2 characters, then you're not going to have more CP than the boss. The boss can go first, you're going to get killed. So make sure you have at least 3. The boss is, for me, it's always been Red Arima. And make sure you use your ultimate. Your ultimate does so much damage. Like, if you get his health down all the way, and then you do an ultimate, when his health comes back, he's done. Anyways, boss 2, let's get into it. Since boss 2's already been beaten, just make sure that you get rid of Rise first, because Rise does a lot of damage. Matasuka you can take out, and of course he is red. So red is, you know, is your good damage dealers. And make sure you have 4 characters. 5 is always better, but make sure you have 4. Now boss 3. Boss 3. Look, I caught up. Nice. Boss 3, Green Owl. Make sure you have 5. You know, make sure in your backup slot. If you have Naki in your backup slot, then, you know, that's really good. Or if you don't have Naki or anybody like that, or maybe you're running a different team. This is for Agori. If you're running Antiku, you should be fine. But you know, if you don't have Naki in the 5th slot, you can always put Combat Ken and then have like Hinami. So, I mean, floor 1 and 2, you know, you're going to be using most of your points, but floor 3, you're going to have so many points that when you go into the shop and you go into the cart, you're going to be able to do everything. And remember, your heroes, they cap out at 300, and the skill caps out in +9. So after that, you can't go any higher than that. Anyways, so we're at boss 4 now, which is Kisho. He's physical. Just make sure that you make sure that that you can get rid of the 3 characters around him. There we go. Jesus, that took a minute. But I have all this written down, and it's like it's all scribbled and everything. So, you know, just be careful, because he does do some damage. So having Ito is key. I think having Ito for this boss battle and for future battles, because once you get to once you're on the 4th floor, it starts getting a little bit hard without Ito, because, you know, they can do some damage. But with Ito, it helps out, because with Ito you can go to alert. So if you don't kill them, they can't hit you. So, you know, you're good there. And plus, Ito buffs your team. So Ito makes you stronger. So he buffs your team, and plus you get alert, so you can't get hit. So I mean, that helps a lot. I think that's about it for this one. You know, just be careful, because he does some damage. He really does. He really does. And then floor 5 is where I got spanked so many times. I mean, look at that. Look, he went twice and, you know, took us down. But like I said, you know, I've got Naki in the 5th slot, so that helps out a lot. And like I said, if you don't have Naki, try to have at least healer. Try to have a Hinami healer, or the blue Hinami healer if you're running Antique team. try to have a healer, because it's really, really good to have one. And then Ito, of course, is king. Ito is king. That's why Ito got MR'd before my third carnival team. All right, boss 5. This one took me a couple tries. That's why, I mean, it took me a couple tries. I beat him the first time, but I mean, he just does so much damage. So much damage, because when everybody else goes, he goes after them. So even if you have like really good buffs, even when you have Ito, and they hit you nothing, and then boom, and then then you get it. I tried doing this with Centipede, but it just didn't work out. Centipede couldn't get enough damage, so I tried it with Sen. I had Sen. It wasn't. See how my health went back up? It's one of the buffs, which is super nice. See, like right there, I still get slammed. I really do. Look, boom, gone. It's just so much damage. It's just crazy. If you can't take him out, you can't take him out. And then after this, I did get to floor 6, which I think I have floor 6 battle too, but I got creamed. Like I said, this was the second time I beat floor 5. The first time I beat floor 5, I went to 6 and got slaughtered because I only had 2 heroes. This time I beat floor 5, and then I'm going into floor 6 with 4 out of 5, and I do revive. So here we go. Bloop. Doop doop doop. I did revive, and then now I'm looking at this and I'm like, what? 6th floor, now I gotta fight the same exact team. The only one that's different is Centipede. They have Centipede and we have Ito. And I was like, you know what? Finally made it to floor 6th, last battle. And what do you know? I got murdered. I got murdered. I mean, I used Ito here. I mean, I could have. I mean, I guess I could have had a better start, because I mean, all my skills are 1-star, which really sucked. But I mean, I get murdered. I mean, look. I mean, if I would have had like 1 or 2 2-stars, then maybe I would have been fine. But I mean, look at this. I mean, boom, gone. Nope, it's still their turn. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Gone. That's it. And that's all she wrote. And then now we're going to go into the shop. So, like I said, it's Wednesday, so we're a couple days in. I did run this about 4 or 5 times. I was able to buy the two tactics for the 3K. There's still a really nice one for 7K. But what I would recommend is buying 2 for the 3K each, instead of buying the one for 7K, until you have like tactics on everybody. And then once you have tactics on everybody, then you could start buying the 7K one. So anyways, there's the defeat. I kept it on for a minute. I don't know why. I guess I should have cut it out. And then here we go. Now we're going to go into the shop, and then we're going to end off the video. But like I said, the only thing I would recommend buying in the shop is the 2 tactics for the 3,000, and then we have one for 7,000. Like I said, I ran this about 5 times, and you can still see I've got about 2,000 coins left. And I don't know. This is the one I want. But like I said, I bought the 2 3,000s because 2 is better than 1. Anyways, that's it for this one. I hope this helps everybody, because it took me a minute. Take it easy. Peace.